With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the lamp of Dharma for all bewildered misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the lamp of Dharma for all bewildered misery's gloom.
So, likewise, your body is the same. Your body, however much you may give attention to this body, take care of it, spend so much on this, all your time on it, and then not doing anything else, not preparing for the next lives, right? Then, and the body doesn't feel that, oh wow, I'm very fortunate, I'm being taken care of so well by this person. No, the body doesn't have that feeling. So while the body does not show any, say for example, you take care of someone, you give such attention to someone, give love to the person, but the person shows totally indifferent to you, what is your response? Who cares now, right? I did my best and the person is not at all giving me love back to me. No love in return. This is exactly what your body is doing. Your body is not at all giving any love to you, right? And all the physical material things like diamonds or whatever, they show no love back to you while you love them so much. Right? So if you think properly like this, if you don't give love, if you don't get love from the other person, when you give so much affection, love to that person, then you will feel frustrated. Right? Why? Because that person is not giving me love back in return. Likewise, this body is not giving love and affection back to you. Return, right?
Should there be a word called expectation through this process?
Okay. Expectation, exactly, yeah. So love and affection. Love and affection, when is the love and affection become genuine and when is the love and affection become tainted or defiled? Love and affection without expectation in return. Love and affection without expectation in return, that is genuine love and affection. The moment there is expectation, that is defiled and tainted. This is a very good point. Okay, with that in mind, 182. If my body knows no anger when derided or ridiculed, when you ridicule your own body, the body will not feel ashamed or embarrassed. No, the body will not feel. It's only your mind which feels being ridiculed or embarrassed and so forth. But my body is like an external word. It doesn't feel being ridiculed. And no pleasure when praised. If you praise your body, say, we have heart transplantation, we have the liver transplant happening, we have the kidney, and then the kidney, you bring the kidney, your kidney here, and you praise it, this kidney will have no response, will show no response to you. Likewise, your whole body will show no response to you, even if you praise it. Likewise, it will have no response to you, even if you show anger towards it. So the body per se does not have any response, any kind of response, whether positive or negative, whatever, right? So if that is the case, then why should we give excessive attention? Why should we invest everything on it? It makes no sense. Okay. 182. If my body knows no anger when derided and no pleasure when praised, for what reason am I wearing myself out like this, spending so much of time and so forth, and say accumulating money, right? What for? What for? So that I'll have a happy life, right? And because of the money, you attract thieves, right? Because of the money, you attract thieves, and because of money, there is a danger to your life. So this money is meant to make your life easier. Now it is making your life more difficult. You have to keep bodyguards, and even the bodyguards may kill you, right? So therefore, this money is, if you think very carefully, it is not really helping us. It is meant to make our life happier. It is meant to make our life easier. But in actuality, instead of making it easier, it makes it more complicated, right? Okay. Yet I want this, and then struggling for power hunger, struggling for power, right? You fight for the power, fight. In the process of fighting, you accumulate so much of negativities, so much of anger, right? Why do you need a power? So that I'll be happy, right? If I become very powerful, then I'll be happy. In the process, happiness is a happiness to the body and the mind, right? And with the mind, it's hopeless. Because of in the process of the hunger for the power, there was so much anger is there, hostility is there. In hostility and anger, there is no peace of mind, right? And with the body, with the anger and hostility, your immune system collapses, and body happiness is not there, right? By the time you may or may not reach the power, get the power. Even if you get the power, you can eat anything. You have to drink just hot water or because your body cannot cope up with anything. Little bit of gulab jamun, diabetic problem, right? Little bit of oil, blood pressure problem, right? Little bit of delicious food, blood pressure problem. So you can't eat anything. And then what made you another person, your servant, the same age, maybe so healthy. And why you have such a frail body? Because your immune system is gone. Immune system gone for what? Gone to make you happy. To make yourself happy, right? You have destroyed your immune system, and you're no more happy now. So if you think like this is such a dilemma of a life, such a paradox. In the process of you looking to make a life happy, we are destroying our happiness, physically, mentally, both. And what is your preparation for the next life? Far away, no preparation at all, right? In the process, you have prepared the opposite. In the process, so much of negative karma is accumulated, and this will, instead of giving rise to something favorable in the next life, it simply throws you into unfavorable results in the future, right? And particularly fighting for power, then being contemptuous of others, scornful of others, then jealousy. They are all causes for one to lose power in the future, to lose respect from others in the future, right? So these are the things that we need to keep in mind. So what should we do? I want to happen in this life. I want to happen in this future life. In the future life, this life, both be respectful, be kind to others. That will surely make you happy in this life. That will surely make you happy in the later lives. 183. Yet I want this body of mine, both it and I friends. Since all beings want their bodies, why do I not find joy in theirs? Okay, so this body and I have been together since the time of birth. Since the time of birth, me and my body are being together. Likewise, everyone else, body and they being together. So which means that everybody loves their body, and yet the body per se does not love us, love the owner, right? So from that point of view, rather than harming others, just as you find the need to cherish your body, why not you also cherish the self, cherish the esteem, cherish the sentiments of the other people as well? Why don't you protect these sentiments? Why don't you guard the bodies of others? Why don't you take care of others, right? So taking care of others is what? Taking care of the others pertaining to associated with the body. So that just as you do it for yourself, you do it for others as well. Okay. 184. Therefore, in order to benefit all beings, I shall give up this body without any attachment. Although it may have many faults, I should look after it while experiencing the results of my previous actions. Okay, now, how to deal with your body now? So far we have been as though to the extent of denigrating, neglecting this body. But then now tell me, how should I relate myself with this body? What should be my degree of association with this body? So the answer given here is that this body has two elements. One, the demerit side, and number two, the merit side. The merit side is that with this body, you have the human mind. Because of the human mind, you can think of very complex matters. For example, just a simple example. Delhi has about, I think, more than 6 million population. Is it true? Huh?
25 million.
25 million. Okay.
That's Delhi NCR.
Okay.
Delhi NCR.
Okay, let's say 25 million, right? 25 million. Imagine there is no red lights. Then you come into Delhi, Tibet House, from your place, only after 3 days. Without, okay, yes, the metro, those people who are next to metro, they are fortunate, right? Yeah, okay. So say, so without the red lights, then everything will be in just chaos, right? And this, imagine, red light is not created by external agent, not created by Buddha, not created by God. It was created by the human beings, right? And we can't expect a dog to create a red light. We can't expect the mosquitoes, the dogs, the cats, the donkeys to make this red light. For to create a red light, we need a brilliant human mind, right? So if we employ this human mind in a very productive way, our human mind is so powerful. It can do miracle. It can do miracle. Just think about the red light, right? Okay. So from that point of view, we can do, for example, Mahatma Gandhi, just one person on this earth. One person on this earth, what he did do? What did he do? Yesterday was Independence Day, India's Independence Day. So the credit, the majority of the credit, no doubt goes to Mahatma Gandhi. Majority of the credit goes to him, right? So one person can make such a huge difference. It is his mind, and this mind is associated with the human mind. It's a human. So from that point of view, if you could employ this human body so well in a proper channel, if you channelize it properly, then we see that it has a tremendous potential to be of service to the sentient beings and to the humanities. On the other hand, we look at all these terrorists, corruptions, right? The terrorists, and all these unbelievable things happening. So all these things, if you think carefully, what for they are doing these things? Finally, we see that for their body, for money, for power. Why power? Then I'll be happy. Which? This person, this man will be happy. This woman will be happy. So man, woman associate with this body. So I'll be happy. I'll have power. Then I'll have luxurious life. I can relax. I have so many servants. Servants for what? So that my body will have less work. Right? So we see that if we employ this human body in a very wrong way, it can be very destructive, very destructive. Whereas if we employ it in a positive way, just one person is good enough. For example, today we have His Holiness the Dalai Lama, who is promoting so much of the secular ethics. This has nothing to do with Buddhism. It has nothing to do with Hinduism. It has nothing to do with Christianity, with any religion. Secular, having the connotation, not necessarily in touch with religion. Still, there must be some values, human values, being valued and being respected by everyone, whether you're a believer, non-believer. This is what His Holiness has promoted so much. And so this is what the world is going through the crisis. This is the crisis the world is facing. So His Holiness is trying to fill that up, trying to bring this up there. Just one person who's able to use the human life so productively. This is the enormity of the contribution that you can make to the world. So this is what I'm saying. So this human body can be thought of in two ways. One, if we use it productively, it has a tremendous potential. If we use it wrongly, it can bring so much of disaster, catastrophe on this earth, right? So now it is in our hand. We need to know how to use it productively. So to use it productively, when you are in that direction, then what is the job? We have to take care of this body. The longer this body lives, the longer it lives, more benefit you can give to the world. So these people should live long. Whereas someone who use this body in such a wrong way, right? Use this human life in such a wrong way, bringing such a disaster of fear in the world. So these people better not to have a long life. Unfortunate though, it's not a good news, right? So this is a fact. So what is saying here, 184, is saying that, therefore, in order to benefit all beings, if you can employ this body to benefit the sentient beings more, I shall give up this body without any attachment, without any sense of attachment to it, right? And then employ this life for the benefit, for the good of the humanity, for the good of the sentient beings. Although it may have many faults, this is the first part is how to give up the attachment. All these disasters, crises, the man-made crisis, they happen because of the attachment to the self, attachment to the body. So I will give up this attachment. I shall give up this body without any attachment. Although it may have many faults, I should look after it while experiencing the results of my previous actions. Now, seeing that this body also has tremendous capability to benefit others. So what I usually say is that, if you don't harm others, and your basic appreciation lies in bodhicitta, even if you may not be so competent to bring a major difference in the community, but as long as you are very kind and gentle, one who appreciates kindness, what I say is that you may think that, oh, I'm not really competent to help others, so forth. What I usually say is that, don't worry. Be who you are. That itself is the greatest service. In your place, if there is someone else who always create dissension here and there, right, creating disharmony among the people, then instead of that person, if you are there, all these dissension, all these conflicts will resolve automatically. So that itself is your contribution. The fact that where you are, there's no conflict happening, there's a clear indication that this is the service that you're doing for that community. So what I usually suggest is that if you can make a very prominent the difference to the community, wonderful, welcome. If not, at least don't create disharmony. At least don't create conflicts in a community, even among the different religions. Among different religions, why should we? Religions are not made to create problem on the humanity. They are to reduce the problems. They are to bring about harmony in a community. So therefore, everyone can follow their own religion. It's fine. There's nothing wrong in it. And why should you feel uneasy seeing someone else following another religion? This totally is a sign of our backwardness. It's a sign of our narrow-mindedness. This is totally wrong. The moment you have the narrow-mindedness, means that you don't know the principle of your own religion. For example, Jesus Christ, if you're a Christian, and the moment you see someone else, a Buddhist or Hindu or like that, and then you start, looking at the person with such a uneasy look, bad look, which means that this person does not know who Jesus Christ is. And the bad look is, you are giving a bad look because you think that I'm Christian, right? And then you look at you give a bad look to someone else because of what? Because he is Christian and I'm Buddhist, right? Which means that you don't know what a Buddhism is. You don't know what a Christianity is. If you know the Buddha, if you know Buddhism, you should know who the Buddha is. If you know Christianity, you should know who the Christian or who Jesus Christ is. And imagine if Jesus Christ is sitting next to you and you are giving a bad look to another person from another religion, Jesus Christ will be so sad. Likewise, if you claim yourself to be Buddhist and the Buddha is sitting next to you and you give a bad look to another person from another religion, the Buddha would be so sad. For Buddha, everyone is like his own child. For Jesus Christ, everyone is like his own child. So if you really follow your religion, then all this dissension, all these conflicts, all these bases of disharmony must be resolved, must dissolve. That is so important. Okay. Stanza 184, page 119. Stanza 184, page 119, stanza 184. Therefore, in order to benefit all beings, I shall give up this body without any attachment. Although it may have many faults, I should look after it. Many faults meaning my body might have, say sickness, might have, is prone to, say, becoming aged, and then it might have this problem, that problem, health issues, and so forth. I should look after it while experiencing the results of my previous actions. Because all these limitations of the body, they are the results of the negative karmas which I accumulated in the former lives. So because that this body has a tremendous limitations, at the same time, if I use this body in a productive way, then it has a tremendous capacity to be of service to many other beings. Right? Say for example, a mother, very compassionate mother. The mother may not do so much, but the mother simply being there in the family, all the family members coming home, they feel at ease. They feel that they just don't feel like leaving the home. The mother may not be doing something so concrete, but then because of the love that she shares, the fact that she is not creating disharmony in the family, the fact that the mother is not accusing, criticizing, and being judgmental, the mother being freed of all these flaws, everyone who is just in the family feels so happy. So this is what we can do. So this body, while it has so many limitations, but because that it has a tremendous capacity to, if we employ it properly, it has a tremendous capacity to be of service to others. We may not do anything, something so concrete. Just remain a peaceful and a compassionate person. That itself is the greatest service to your community. Okay. So from that point of view, the longer you live, better it is for the community. So therefore, live long. 185. So enough of this childish behavior. Childish behavior meaning being so attached to this body, being so obsessed to this body, least concerned about the humanity, least concerned about your family, least concerned about your community. So that is the childish behavior. So enough of this childish behavior. I shall follow the steps of the wise. The wise say, Buddha Shakyamuni, he is such a wise being on this earth. And then what made him so wise? What made him so special? What made him become the object of reference? Right? Oh, because he was born as a king of Kapilavastu, right? No, there were so many the princes, so many princes, but he's remembered for what? For his unconditional love and practice compassion towards others, right? And this we can do, but we have not been doing that. We can do. So it says that now I will relinquish my childish behavior, being so obsessive with my body. Instead, I shall follow in the footsteps of the wise. How? By cultivating compassion, by cultivating the wisdom of emptiness, and having recalled the advice concerning conscientiousness, the chapter 4 and 5, there, the chapter 5, conscientiousness, I shall turn away sleep and mental dullness. So, seeing that there's a tremendous potential that I can be of myself, of service to the community, to my family members. So that way, I will not lose the opportunity to use this human birth. 186. Just like the compassionate children of the conqueror, I shall patiently accept what I have to do. For if I do not make a constant effort day and night, when will my misery ever come to an end? So we have been taking birth since time immemorial till now. Since primordially until now, we have taken birth. But then the suffering never came to an end. Whereas for the Buddhas, Suffering's already come to an end. Why? What's the difference? Because the Buddha practiced utter-cherishing mind, and we practice self-cherishing mind. So practicing the self-cherishing mind, that will never bring an end to the suffering, whereas the other cherishing mind will surely bring an end to the suffering one day, very soon. So this is the difference, and we all don't want suffering. And how we started the journey is by two simple questions. What are the two simple questions? One is, what do you want? And the answer is, I want happiness. Then what is the second question? What degree of happiness do you want? If possible, 100% happiness. Right? We have started our journey, we have started our class with these two questions. And what is the final answer to these questions? What is the final answer to these two questions? Practice other cherishing mind. Right? So, rather than continuing to be who you are now, rather than continuing to be a miserable person all the time, why not you bring an end to the misery and become a Buddha? How can I become Buddha? As simple, practice compassion, practice other cherishing mind for your own good, for your own goodness. Okay. 187. Therefore, in order to dispel the obscurations, I shall withdraw my mind from mistaken ways and constantly place it in equipoise upon the perfect object. What is a perfect object? Object of exchanging self and others. Right? Okay. So now we will keep, say, 20 minutes tea break. 20 minutes tea break. Then we will come back and we will do meditation on Bodhicitta. Bodhicitta meditation with the particularly in relation to the method given by Bodhisattva Shantideva, equalizing exchanges of others. So that's going to be guided meditation. Okay, 20 minutes tea break.